jobs numbers reported a couple weeks ago showed 12,900 private sector jobs created in Wisconsin in June, with a net increase of 9,500. The entire nation only had a net increase of 18,000 jobs that month. What do you see as the reason Wisconsin is leading the nation? And as Senator, what will you do? What will you do to ensure that this growth continues?
Well, let's clarify, those numbers are wrong. Wisconsin did not create half the jobs in the state, in the country. That there were 5 other states that created more jobs than Wisconsin, and independent fact check found those numbers wrong. So Wisconsin has created jobs, but not half the jobs in the United States. The jobs that were created were many temporary jobs and seasonal jobs. And while I do applaud all jobs, we need them. What we have to do is make sure that we grow family supporting jobs, the jobs that come with benefits, jobs that are competitive, jobs that allow a family to really thrive in our state, and we're not doing that by what we're doing. What we must do to grow jobs is make sure we have the venture capital for that. We need to make sure we support small businesses. We need to make sure that we give research initiatives so we can get new ideas and grow new jobs. And we need to make sure that we have a workforce that's developed and trained to take those new jobs and to take them and again, grow the state. The way we do that is by making sure we have quality education and quality training. I know yesterday Senator Darling was asked to name jobs that were created in the district, and she wasn't able to do so, and her staff came to her assistance a little bit later and picked up 3 companies that were able to grow jobs. It was Johnson Control and Cambridge Laboratories and another one I'm blanking out on. But then when we went back and looked at that, we saw that those jobs, all those companies worked with Governor Doyle in developing jobs initiatives. The same Governor Doyle that Senator Darling just loves to badmouth and blame for all things wrong. These were job initiatives from the previous session, so I think we need to be really clear on that. We have to be strategic. I have been working on a lot of initiatives to do just what I've said. Grow jobs, grow family supporting jobs. Thank you.
Senator, so you get a minute and a rebut that, and then you'll get 2 minutes to answer the question.
Okay, the fact is, we have grown 39,000 jobs in this state since January. The Pasch team ended up having job-killing agenda because they raised taxes, spending and fees, and put a lot of regulations on our small businesses. And as I mentioned before, 153,000 people lost their jobs, and a lot of businesses that were out of here. In contrast, we have gone up like 14 spots in a national survey, which is important, about places to do business. Our credit rating has gone up to a AAA because of the fiscal responsibility we have put in since January. That is really important. And what we need to do is contrast the jobs that left with the jobs that are staying and coming in. And I think it's so important. The #1 thing that happened was that they took a survey a year ago. The business leaders throughout the state said that only 10% said the state was on the right track. This month or last month, 88% of those surveys said the state is on the right track. That'll do the most to create the climate to grow jobs. And we're doing it. It's working.
You now get 2 minutes to
Okay.
answer the question.
Yeah, you're talking about jobs, and thank you, because that's what we need to talk about. And our record is strong, not good enough. We need to do better. What we need to do is continue what we have been doing. When we got in January, we had a jobs agenda that did major litigation reform, that did major regulatory reform, and put incentives for businesses who brought new jobs into Wisconsin. We had incentives for them, and that is working. You've heard that we're giving tax breaks to wealthy corporations. No, we aren't. We're saying, come to Wisconsin, and if you do, and if you bring jobs, we will give you tax incentives, not tax cuts. So only if the jobs come in will we give you those tax incentives. And the best thing we can do for jobs is to be fiscally responsible and have balanced budgets. The AAA credit rating, bond rating, is huge for businesses in Wisconsin. And it's telling people, like in Illinois, where they raise taxes 9%, and people are fleeing Illinois. Minnesota, where the government was shut down. And as you see in Connecticut, in California, all over the country, those who chose to keep on spending and raise taxes, those states are not going to grow the economy because businesses have said, we're not going to do it. We can't do it. We can't be competitive. This is a global economy. So get your act together as a state. Give us certainty, live within your means, be fiscally responsible, and then we can help grow the jobs. We have to build our talent pool, and that's a topic I agree with Sandy on. We've got to build into tech and our colleges and our elementary schools the skills and knowledge that they need to grow jobs too, to get jobs, and be trained and prepared for jobs. I get passionate about this subject.
Representative Pasch, you get now 1 minute for rebuttal.
Unemployment has increased in the state quite a bit in the last few months. And again, the jobs that were created, these good quality jobs were created based on a lot of cooperation and initiatives that were developed in the previous administration. And yes, Senator Darling is absolutely correct. We have to have a trained, educated workforce. So it doesn't make sense to me that you cut technical colleges by 30% when we need to retrain a lot of workers. It makes no sense to me that families are going to be having to pay more tuition because we've cut $250 million to the UW system. And it doesn't make sense to me that we make our state less attractive by taking our high-quality public education system and tinkering around with it and gutting it and continuing with deep and sustained cuts in the years to come. That's not how you grow jobs. That's not how you grow the economy.